Minnesota's COVID-19 housing assistance program offered relief for people unable to pay housing costs during the pandemic. I'm talking mortgage, rent relief, utilities costs. And Software for Good partnered with the state of Minnesota and the nonprofit Housing Link to build the software platform, helping to distribute CARES Act dollars to Minnesotans that qualified. So how can you be healthy during a pandemic without a home? Only 1 in 4 affordable units in Minnesota are available for renters who need them. And to quote someone in need of affordable housing who I interviewed for another project, Housing Hub, "Housing is the most important thing ever. My house doesn't have to be beautiful. I just want a place I can lie down and no one will judge me." I think we all can appreciate that. For the Housing Hub project, we started talking and planning with our client Housing Link, who had already done a ton of research on what needed to be built. We wanted to validate that by listening to the people that would be using the tool. We've learned over the years that it's crucial to listen to the people. So we built Housing Hub, an affordable housing tool that guides people through the paperwork process in a seamless way while offering easy-to-use property searches based on your individual preferences. Why does this matter now? Well, after the last year and a half, it's not hard for most of us to imagine you're in a hard place. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you got sick or lost a loved one. People were worried about losing their home or apartment because they couldn't pay the bills. And for many people that needed help, the only option they had was to apply for government assistance. And that process is filled with tons of paperwork, phone numbers to call. It's confusing and overwhelming. And when the pandemic started, a central access point for emergency housing assistance in Minnesota didn't exist. And so there's people already in precarious situations. Pandemic hits, and now people are struggling even more. The state was getting all this money from the CARES Act and needed a way to get it out to people, distributing $100 million in 3 to 6 months. So the question came. Sue from Housing Link called our team. Can we turn our Housing Hub app into an emergency housing assistance portal in 3 weeks? 3 weeks? Well, we had a solid foundation of human-centered design, research, and development to pivot from, and we talked through what are the most important things to get this out. So this is why it worked. The state trusted us to solve the problem rather than dictating a prescribed solution. We already had Housing Hub and turned that into the optimal solution for the pandemic. Even on a quick turnaround, we prioritized simple, supportive experience for people in need. And our partner Housing Hub launched a program with United Way and 211, offering other ways to access the fund without needing a computer or mobile phone. So we met the goal and we launched the initial registration in 21 days. We launched with 50 agencies and thousands of applicants on that first day. But that wasn't it. We kept building and launching new features. We were getting feedback from the agencies that supported the software and making updates. And it was a success. There was a wide recognition and even a shout out from Governor Walz. 70+ million in funding distributed with over 70,000 assistance requests from over 63,000 applicants. 54% of those applicants are Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and 22% of the applicants had experienced homelessness. And I'll leave us with this final quote from a program applicant. "My family will forever remain grateful to you and the state for helping us pay our bills in this crisis time. This is God's work through the kindness of your hearts. This legacy of your kindness towards our family will live in many meaningful ways. Thank you so much. Remain blessed in the Lord."